Hey guys, so recently there was this altercation between this professor from Maryland who was kicked off of a Southwest airline because of this complaint that she had about this person who had a dog. She said that she was deathly ill to this dog, and then she couldn't provide any medical information to prove it. And by their policy, they're like, hey, we have to kick you off based on this person. They needed it was like an assistant dog or whatever. So by their policy, if you can't provide any medical information, then you have to go. But she wasn't having this. At one point she even yelled, I'm a professor, how could you do this? Right, like you have some thing. You're like, what are you, a police officer? You can get away with shit that other people can't. Like like that's not going to get you anywhere, yelling I'm a professor, right? But people are saying that it's racist already, etc. But witnesses were saying that they were trying to deal with her, that the flight attendants were talking to her, trying to talk her down for a while. So she just wasn't having it. And honestly, I don't believe her excuse about the allergy either. People do this all the time. Whenever they don't like something. I used to work in a restaurant, and whenever somebody didn't like something, they'd be like, I just have an allergy to red peppers. And it's like, really? Just to red peppers? It's like, come on. Don't bullshit me. Just tell me you don't like red peppers, and I won't put it in your fucking food, right? But people do this all the time. And this girl's professor, right? She's a professor of Islamic studies, right? Like, so she's a Muslim. She's been to Afghanistan, Pakistan. She writes all these books about the Middle East and stuff. So right away, if you know anything about Muslims, they hate dogs, like with a passion. So I don't think it was an allergy. I think it was her religion which was coming into play, and she was like, oh, you have to do what I have to say. Like, she's a teacher of women's studies, and she's taught at Harvard, assistant teacher at Harvard, all this shit. So it's like, you have people like this, and she's teaching about like Islamophobia. Like, this is a propagandist, right? This person. She even came up with this term Talibanization, which is just another term for radical Islam, right? That's all it is. She's trying to come up with a different word so then they could disassociate that with Islam. But we all know that the problem is, radical Islam. It's not the Taliban thing or whatever. Like, it's pretty much, Wahhabism. I guess that's probably the main source of it. I guess really the worst branch, but still, right? And that makes up a huge part of Islam. But nonetheless, like, this lady, she just had a dislike for dogs, and they try to calm her down, and the police acted the way they were, they acted accordingly, right? They did nothing wrong. They didn't hurt her. They didn't punch her in the face like that they did that Asian guy. So it's not like the same thing. Plus, like, yes, they were saying she was acting erratically and stuff, but at the same time, she didn't provide any medical papers to prove. And if you're deathly ill to dogs, right? You would think you would carry that stuff around. You would think you'd have like an EpiPen, something of the sorts, but she didn't have anything. So clearly she's just bullshitting. So they did right. It's not racist, and anybody who's saying that is just a fucking idiot. Probably just liberals looking for an opportunity, or not just liberals, I guess, the far left, looking for an opportunity to just divide people even more. But this is a clear-cut case. She was just crazy, erratic, and she probably doesn't even have a fucking allergy. But that's all I pretty much had to say. Have a good day. See ya.